Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive.
Yeah, welcome.
Today we're tackling some vocabulary.
That's right. We're going to be looking at the Oxford 5000.
And specifically 30 words from the Oxford 5000.
These are some really high-frequency words that you're going to encounter all the time.
Yeah, you always hear about the Oxford 5000, so we thought we'd take a deep dive.
Yeah, into a specific set.
Exactly. So why don't we just jump right in?
Let's do it.
The first word is depression.
Depression is a state of low mood and aversion to activity that can affect a person's thoughts, behavior, feelings, and sense of well-being.
For example, he sought help for his depression after months of feeling hopeless.
Okay.
The economic depression led to widespread job losses.
Mm-hmm.
The artist captured the feeling of depression in his somber painting.
You know, it's interesting how the word depression can refer to both a psychological state and an economic downturn.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's kind of a versatile word in that way.
Okay, let's move on to the next word.
Okay.
Deprive.
To deprive means to take something away from someone or to prevent someone from having or enjoying something.
The refugees were deprived of basic necessities.
Right.
She felt deprived of a good education because of her circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Working night shifts deprived him of quality time with his family.
You can really feel a sense of loss or lack when you use the word deprive.
Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely has a negative connotation.
Okay, so our next word is deputy.
Deputy refers to a person appointed to act as a substitute for another or to assist another.
Like, the principal appointed a deputy to oversee the school in her absence.
Okay.
The vice president acts as deputy to the president.
Mm-hmm.
He left a deputy in charge of the project while he was on vacation.
Deputy is often used in contexts where someone is standing in for someone else in a position of authority.
Right, so it's a position of trust.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Our next word is derive.
Derive means to obtain something from a source or origin.
She derives great satisfaction from her work.
Well-
Many European languages derive from Latin.
Mm-hmm.
Scientists derive valuable data from their experiments.
Derive is often used to describe the process of getting something from somewhere else.
Right.
It can be something concrete or something abstract.
Oh, how to defend.
Descend means to move or come down from a higher to a lower place.
Okay, like the hikers carefully descended the steep trail.
Okay.
The plane began its descent into the airport.
Mm-hmm.
The family's fortune descended into bankruptcy after a series of bad investments.
In that last example, descend is being used metaphorically to describe a decline or downfall.
That's right, so it can be literal or figurative.
Exact.
How about descent?
Descent is the noun form of descend and refers to the act of going down.
The submarine's descent into the depths of the ocean was slow and deliberate.
Okay.
The family's descent from royalty was a source of pride.
Yeah.
His rapid descent into madness shocked everyone.
You know, descent can also be used to talk about someone's ancestry or lineage.
Right.
Like in that second example.
Okay, let's go to designate.
Designate means to choose someone or something for a particular purpose or to give something a particular status.
For example, the committee designated a new leader.
Okay.
The parking space was designated for visitors only. The government designated the area as a national park.
Designate implies a deliberate act of assigning or choosing.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to our next word.
Or desirable.
Desirable describes something that is worth having or wanting something that is attractive or pleasing.
Like, a good sense of humor is a desirable quality in a friend.
Right.
The house had a desirable location near the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Fluent English is highly desirable in today's global job market.
What is considered desirable can often depend on individual preferences or cultural values.
Yeah, it's subjective.
Exactly.
So it's not always the same for everyone.
Right.
Let's go to our next word.
Okay. Desktop.
In computing, the desktop is the main screen area that you see after you turn on your computer and log in. It's the visual workspace where you can access files, applications, and do various tasks.
So you could say, I saved the document to my desktop for easy access.
Mm-hmm.
I need to clean up my desktop. It's full of icons.
Yeah.
The new operating system has a customizable desktop background.
It's interesting how the term desktop originated from the physical surface of a desk,
Yeah.
but now it primarily refers to a virtual space.
Is true.
Yeah, technology.
So how about desperately?
Desperately means in a way that shows despair or urgency.
Okay, so you could say the survivors desperately searched for food and water after the earthquake. He desperately wanted to win her heart.
Yeah.
They clung desperately to the hope of a rescue.
It really emphasizes the intensity of the situation.
Yeah, it does.
Or the emotion.
Our next word is destruction.
Destruction is the act of destroying something completely.
Like the fire caused widespread destruction in the forest.
Oh.
War brings nothing but destruction and suffering.
Mm-hmm.
The hurricane left a trail of destruction in its wake.
Destruction is often associated with negative events or forces that cause damage or ruin.
So then how about destructive?
Destructive is the adjective form of destruction, and it means causing or capable of causing destruction.
Like the child's destructive behavior worried his parents.
Okay.
Pollution has a destructive impact on the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Gossip can be a destructive force in relationships.
Destructive highlights the negative consequences or harm caused by something.
Right.
It's something that is damaging or harmful.
Okay, so how about detain?
Detain means to keep someone in official custody, typically for questioning about a crime or in a politically sensitive situation.
So, like, the police detained the suspect for questioning.
Yeah.
He was detained at the border due to a visa issue.
Mm-hmm.
Traffic was detained for hours because of the accident.
Detain often involves a restriction of someone's freedom of movement.
It does.
Yeah, even if it's temporary.
Okay, moving on to detection.
Detection is the act of discovering or noticing something, especially something that is not easy to see, hear, or find.
Like early detection of cancer increases the chances of survival.
Okay.
The metal detector beeped, indicating the detection of a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Her keen observation skills led to the detection of the error.
Detection often involves using senses, technology, or skills to find something
Right.
that was previously hidden or unnoticed.
So detention.
Detention is the action of detaining someone or the state of being detained in official custody.
The student received detention for talking in class.
Okay.
The package was held in detention at customs.
Yeah.
The plane was delayed due to weather-related detention on the runway.
Detention typically refers to a temporary holding or confinement.
It does.
Yeah, usually for a specific reason.
How about deteriorate?
Deteriorate means to become progressively worse.
Okay, like the patient's health deteriorated rapidly.
Okay.
The old building had deteriorated due to neglect. The relationship between the two countries continued to deteriorate.
It can refer to the worsening of a physical condition, a situation, or a relationship.
Okay.
It signifies a decline in quality or state.
Our next word is determination.
Determination is the firmness of purpose, resoluteness.
Her determination to succeed was inspiring.
Okay.
With sheer determination, he completed the marathon despite an injury. Their determination to overcome poverty was admirable.
Determination often involves perseverance and a strong will to achieve something.
It does.
Yeah, it's a very positive quality to have.
Okay, our next word is devastate.
Devastate means to destroy or ruin something severely or to cause someone overwhelming grief or shock.
The earthquake devastated the entire city.
Okay.
She was devastated by the loss of her beloved pet.
Mm-hmm.
The criticism devastated his confidence.
Devastate carries a sense of complete and utter destruction or emotional turmoil.
It does.
It's a very powerful word.
Okay, and how about devil?
Devil is an evil spirit or demon, especially one thought of as the most powerful of all evil spirits.
Like, oh, the devil made me do it.
Yeah.
He's got a devilish charm that's hard to resist.
Mm-hmm.
The story featured a character who made a deal with the devil.
It's often used in religious contexts,
Right.
but also in literature and everyday language.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Devise.
To devise means to plan or invent something cleverly or ingeniously.
The engineer devised a new way to build bridges.
Okay.
The team devised a plan to increase sales. She devised a clever way to hide the birthday present.
It emphasizes the thought and effort that goes into creating or planning something.
And devote.
To devote is to give all or a large part of one's time or resources to a particular activity or cause.
Okay, so he devoted his life to helping the poor.
Right.
She devoted all her free time to writing her novel.
Yeah.
The company devoted significant funds to research and development.
Devote implies a strong dedication or commitment.
Absolutely.
To something.
Okay, let's move on to diagnose.
To diagnose means to identify the nature of an illness or other problem by examination of the symptoms.
The doctor diagnosed her with a rare disease.
Okay.
The mechanic diagnosed the problem with the car's engine. He diagnosed the company's financial troubles as a lack of innovation.
Diagnose is often used in a medical context.
It is.
But it can also be used in other situations where a problem needs to be identified.
So how about diagnosis?
Diagnosis is the identification of the nature of an illness or other problem by examination of the symptoms.
So like the doctor explained the diagnosis and recommended a treatment plan.
Okay.
The patient anxiously awaited her diagnosis. The team worked tirelessly to find a diagnosis for the technical malfunction.
Diagnosis is the outcome of the process of diagnosing.
Yes.
So it's the label or the identification of the problem.
Okay, how about dictate?
To dictate means to say or read something aloud for someone else to write down, or to state or order something authoritatively.
The CEO dictated a memo to her assistant.
Okay.
The coach dictated the plays for the team to run. Social norms often dictate how people behave in public.
It can involve giving instructions or setting rules.
It can.
Yeah, definitely.
So dictator.
A dictator is a ruler with total power over a country, typically one who has obtained control by force.
Like, the dictator ruled the country with an iron fist.
Okay.
The dictator's regime was marked by oppression and human rights violations. My boss is such a dictator. He never listens to our ideas.
In that last example, dictator is being used humorously.
Right.
But it still carries the connotation of someone who is controlling and authoritarian.
So how about differ?
To differ means to be unlike or dissimilar.
For example, the twins differ in their personalities.
Okay.
Our opinions on the matter differ significantly.
Yeah.
The results of the experiment differed from what we expected.
Differ is a simple way of saying that things are not the same.
Yeah.
They're not alike.
So, moving on.
All right.
How about differentiate?
To differentiate means to recognize or show the difference between things, or to make someone or something appear different or distinct.
Like, can you differentiate between the various types of birds?
Okay.
The company needed to differentiate its products from the competition.
Yeah.
Her unique writing style differentiated her from other authors.
Differentiate often involves highlighting the unique characteristics or qualities that set something apart.
It does.
It's about making distinctions.
Okay. Our next word is dignity.
Dignity is the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
She treated everyone with dignity and compassion.
Okay.
He maintained his dignity despite facing adversity.
Yeah.
The organization fought to protect the dignity of refugees.
Dignity is an important concept in human rights and ethical treatment.
It is.
Yeah, it emphasizes the inherent worth of every individual.
So our next word is dilemma.
A dilemma is a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more alternatives, especially ones that are equally undesirable.
She faced a dilemma about whether to stay in her job or pursue her dream career.
Okay.
The character in the story faced a moral dilemma. I'm in a dilemma about what to order for dinner.
Dilemma often involves a sense of conflict or uncertainty.
It does.
Because there is no easy or obvious solution.
Okay, our final word for this deep dive is dimension.
Dimension is a measurable extent of a particular kind, such as length, breadth, depth, or height.
Okay, so the dimensions of the box are 12 inches by 10 inches by 6 inches.
All right.
The spiritual dimension of life is often overlooked. The conflict took on a new dimension with the involvement of neighboring countries.
Dimension can also refer to an aspect or feature of a situation or problem.
It can.
Yeah, adding another layer of complexity.
Wow, that was quite a deep dive into 30 words.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
We did.
But I think it's important to remember that vocabulary building is an ongoing process.
It is.
So keep practicing, keep using these words, and you'll see your language skills improve.
This deep dive was specially crafted for you, so keep those words flowing, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.